Yo. Yo, nigga, what's good? Yo, nigga, what's good? What's really good with it, nigga? Let's wait for the people to trickle in here. Everybody's late. Everybody's late. I said 5. I said 5. Value in you, 21. 10 things I hate about you, right? You are right, my good sir. You are right. You are right. 10 things I hate about you. 10 things I hate about you, boys. God, it's so hard to watch these movies. It really is, man. It really is hard to watch these movies. Even for research purposes, even for entertainment purposes, it's still very hard to watch these movies. Buffer Monkey, I ain't late. What do you mean? What do you mean, son? That came in at 5:02. Came in at 5:02, you late? Although I was a bit late, actually. I started at 5:01. Started the live stream at 5:01. Patrick LaValle 3989 says, bro in all caps. Bro in all caps. Creepy Raymond is clowning you in all capital letters. Creepy Raymond, as if that's like a title. As if that's his I don't know. What is that, like his alter ego? Bro, Creepy Raymond is clowning you right now on his live stream. Is that right? You think I give a fuck, son? You think I give a shit, son? You think I give a fuck? Jesus Christ. Talk about women and how they're destroying society. De Jesus Carlos in the chat. De Jesus Carlos in the chat wants me to talk about women and how they're destroying society, fool. Talk about women and how they're destroying society, fool. Yeah, maybe. I don't really think they're destroying society, bro. I think they're the victims of a rotting society. You know, we can point blame. A lot of people like to blame different people. A lot of people like to blame the Jews. A lot of people like to blame the elite, the billionaires. Personally, I like to blame the monetary system for all of this. I think money is upstream from all this stuff, but what do I know? What do I know? How close are we to societal collapse, Marsh? Very close, fool. Very close. Very close, fool. Very close. Yeah. I did watch 10 Things I Hate About You today. 10 Things I Hate About You. And I have to say, it's a wild movie. It is a wild movie. If you've never seen it, I would recommend probably not watching it. But if you must, just fair warning, it's pretty bad. Look, it's kind of a comedy. It's more in the rom-com. It's more of the com, I would say. There's some of these rom-coms, things like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, things like 500 Days of Summer. Those aren't really coms. That doesn't have a lot of comedy in it. A lot of those are more just the romance, more of the drama. So all of these things fall under this umbrella of rom-coms, but really they that's a very general term. 10 Things I Hate About You is more so a comedy. At least I hope it is, because it's almost just too ridiculous to take seriously. It's very much too ridiculous to take seriously. Too Bad Heath is gone. Yeah. R.I.P. R.I.P. to the homie. That's the man right there. That's the man right there. Um. So 10 things I hate about you. This movie is about basically a love sort of triangle. And there's two sisters. The basic gist is there's two sisters. I'm not going to go chronologically through this. I'm just going to kind of introduce the characters here and kind of the gist, things that stuck out to me. We're going to go general here. I don't really want to get too into the weeds here, but there's two sisters. One's name is Bianca and one's name is Kat, also known as Catherine. Catherine is your typical feminist, thinks for herself, rebel. She's the, she's the reader. She's the intellectual. She's the rogue, right? She's the rogue. She goes her own way. She's this woman who is not falling into the societal expectations or standards or stereotypes of what normally women fall into. And this is high school, by the way. This is high school. Okay. Fucking high school. Her sister Bianca is your typical just popular dunce, right? She is attractive and she's feminine and she kind of has nothing going on in her head. And that's pretty much the gist, right? There is this new kid in school named Cameron, and he is a nerd. A nerd by all accounts, Cameron is. Played by our main man, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, baby. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. For some reason, I want to call him Jordan. Jordan Joseph Levitt. Joseph Gordon-Levitt from 500 Days of Summer. He's back, baby. But he's younger in this one. He's young in this. And he's a nerd. And he wants to get with Bianca. He's stricken by her. Even though she's an idiot. Stricken. And he'll do anything together. But he's a nerd and she's a popular, attractive woman. So he devises a plan. Him and his other nerd friend named Michael, I'm pretty sure. They devise a plan where Cameron is going to learn French to be Bianca's French tutor. This is getting kind of the weeds here, aren't we? We're kind of in the weeds, aren't we? Anyway, he starts to teach her French. And long story short, she can't date. Bianca can't date unless her sister does, because that's what their father says. Their father has made this rule that Bianca, the hot sister, dunce, she can't date unless her sister Catherine, the feminist, intellectual, thinks for herself, rogue, rebel, she dates too. So Kat has to date for Bianca to be able to date. So she tells Cameron this when he's trying to teach her French. And he's basically used from the very jump here, because Bianca actually wants to date the super hot guy. This is a very complicated story, really. Now that I'm talking all this out, it's actually very complicated, but Bianca wants to date the hottest guy in school. He's a model or whatever, jock, whatever. But she knows that she needs her sister to date as well to be able to date this hot guy. Cameron makes it known that he wants to date Bianca, the dunce hot sister. when he's trying to teach her French. And he learned French just to go out with her, in hopes of going out with her. He asks her out and she just kind of laughs in his face and says, "You're cute." Like, that's funny. That's like a mouse asking me out. Ha 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 ha. We're not even the same species. And then she uses him because she knows that he wants to date her. So she says, "You know what? I'll date you, but you have to figure out some way to hook my sister up, my cunt sister, feminist, with a guy. You have to find some dude to date her." And so basically she just uses him from the jump under the pretense that she will date him, even though she doesn't intend to date him at all. She wants to date the hot guy. So they have to find some guy that's going to date this, what the principal described her as, a heinous bitch. Okay, that's who Catherine is. Played by Julia Stiles. Basically, no guys want to date her. They interview 6 guys and they all say, hell no. Hell no. They'd rather die than date her. She's so disagreeable. She is so feminist. She's so masculine. She's got to be on birth control. She's got to be on the contraceptive pill. Got to be. That no guy wants to come within 100 yards of her. So they're like, these 2 nerds, Michael and Cameron, they're like, we got to find somebody. And so they find Patrick, played by Heath Ledger, the main man. They find Patrick Heath Ledger. Basically, long story short, they get Patrick to agree to this because they get the super hot guy that Bianca's trying to date to pay him money to try to date Catherine, to try to take Catherine out, to pursue her. Because homie, the hot dude, he knows, God, this is such a complicated story. He knows that there's this rule where only Bianca can date if the sister does. So it's in his best interest to get the sister to date. Everybody's trying to get the sister to date. This shrew, I think what Michael referred to her as the mewling Rampalian wretch. The mewling Rampalian wretch is what he called her. Rampalian, bro. Rampalian. What does this even mean? Let's look this up. Rampalian. A good-for-nothing scoundrel. Mewling. Crying, especially of a baby whimpering. The mewling Rampalian wretch. Of course, we know what wretch means, don't we? An unfortunate or unhappy person. So everybody's trying to get, let me close that out. Everybody's trying to get, this is just so unprofessional. Everybody's trying to get Kat to date. And so the hot guy pays the criminal money, Patrick. Patrick is a criminal. Apparently he's your typical like bad boy. Attractive bad boy, doesn't fit in with any crowd. Doesn't care what people think of him. There's all these stories about him being in prison. Right? He's an outcast. So he says, yes, if you're going to pay me money, I'll do it. He pursues her like 4 different times, bro. We're going to condense this here. I'm not going to get bogged down here, but he pursues her like 4 times. 4 times. The first one, he approaches her after her soccer practice. She basically just blows him off. She's like, nah. He's like, can I pick you up on Friday? She's like, no. Bye. Who are you? Get out of my face. So the next time he keeps pursuing her, the next day he shows up where she's at some music store. And he's posted outside of it. And she's like, she comes out and she's like, "Are you following me?" He says, "No, I was just in the area." And he tries to strike up conversation with her. Nothing. She's blowing him off. She's being rude. Doesn't want anything to do with him. Homie, the hot guy from school, actually pulls up behind her car, and her car is parked. And he drives some nice convertible. He gets out of the car because he's trying to stall her so Patrick can woo her. And he goes into the store, and she proceeds to back up her car and right into this dude's convertible. Absolutely crushes it. And she just thinks that it's funny. He runs out. He's like, "What the fuck? Like, how did you do this? This is crazy. Like, you're crazy." She doesn't care. She doesn't care. She's laughing. So is Patrick. He thinks it's funny. Completely ridiculous, bro. Just destroys this dude's car for no reason. And then he continues to pursue her. By the way, her car is on her father's insurance, and her father starts to freak out. He's like, "What the hell did you do? You can't just back into people's cars. That is my car that you're driving. It's my insurance. My insurance premiums are going to skyrocket." You know what she does? She's not remorseful at all. She doesn't care at all, bro. She's laying on the couch reading a book, some feminist book by Sylvia Plath or something. And she just says, "Just tell them that I had a seizure. Don't care." She doesn't even say sorry. She never even says sorry for damaging her father's car, for upping his insurance. She has no remorse whatsoever. By the way, this is the same woman who has put a kid that's in the school in the hospital because she hit him in the nuts so hard that they have to retrieve his testicle from inside of his stomach. Now, what could he do that would warrant such a treatment by her? I mean, it's hard to imagine what a kid could do to deserve to get his testicle kicked up into his stomach and need it surgically removed in the hospital. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. She has no remorse about possibly ruining this kid's manhood forever. You would think that to ruin a man's manhood forever, potentially, that punishment would have to equal some sort of crazy crime. What could have this kid done that she kicked his testicle up into his stomach? We find out later, which I think it's absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, she doesn't care that she just nuked her father's car. Doesn't care. Then the next time that Patrick tries to pursue her, they're at a concert. And he stops smoking because his nerds are gathering intel that she doesn't like guys that smoke. He has to fake like he's into basically girl bands, like feminist girl bands, which she goes to. She goes to like a certain club where it's all lesbians. And he has to go there and fake like he's into this stuff to get her. And even then she says no. So she said no twice. Now she says no a third time. She's like, "What are you doing here? Blah, 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 blah." He's trying to woo her. And she says no. In fact, she doesn't actually say no, but she doesn't say yes. And then the fourth time. I mean, this dude is doing the most. Yeah, he's getting paid. Yeah, he's getting paid for all this, but damn. It doesn't really matter that he's getting paid because the message is being sent in this movie. The brainwashing is being done. You're seeing this guy pursue this this wretch like over and over and over again and keep getting declined, keep getting refused. He just doesn't give up, right? And this is what's put into our brains. Just don't give up. No matter how terrible she is, just don't give up. Keep pursuing. And so he does. He ends up taking her to a house party, and he shows up at her door to take her to this party. And she didn't even want to go to this party, right? She didn't even agree to go to this party or to go with him, for that matter. But he just shows up. So this is what you got to do. You got to show up to women's doors who have declined you 3 times. They've rejected you 3 separate times of you pursuing them, of you tracking them down, of you changing your personality, of you changing your tastes to woo their affection. 3 times said no. You have to find out where they live. You have to show up and right when you think they might be going to a party that the whole high school is going to, and you have to be like, "Hey, I'm here to pick you up." When she didn't even agree to it. She doesn't even want to have anything to do with you. All she's done is just rejected you. It's kind of wild. He takes her to this party where she proceeds to get absolutely shit-faced out of nowhere. Complete left turn, not like her. She gets absolutely shit-faced. And he basically takes care of her the entire time. She starts twerking on a table in front of the whole school in this house party. She starts twerking it, backing it up, putting it down, dropping it down. Twerking, bro. Twerking. Getting hella sexy for anybody who wants it. And he's just standing there at this party watching her do this when she's refused him 3-4 times now. Following her around at this party. She wants to have nothing to do with him. And then when she hits her head on a chandelier because she's so drunk when she's doing this twerk dance, she passes out. She faints, and he catches her. And then he takes her outside and is taking care of her while she's vomiting and telling him how terrible he is, still insulting him. I mean, this is wild. Then finally, when she takes him home, or when he takes her home, rather, she now says, "You know what? You're not so bad." After all this, she says, "You know what? You're not so bad. You're not so bad." Like, damn, you don't say, huh? You don't say. You're not so bad. You've pursued me even though I've said no to you 3 times, even though I've ignored you in this house party, even though I've twerked in front of the entire school in front of you. And now you're taking care of me, and I've never done anything for you. You know what? I guess you're not so bad. You're not so bad. And she leans in to kiss him. Keep in mind, she's already vomited tonight. And he says, "No, I think we should do this another time." She gets pissed. She gets out of the car just cold, like, ugh, can't believe it. Can't believe you do that. Reject me? Reject me? No. Nobody does that. Only I reject people. And I mean, look, you vomited. You vomited, she vomited, and he probably doesn't want to kiss you when you're inebriated, when you're under the influence. He might think that maybe you'll regret that in the morning. He's only being a gentleman here. Yeah, he's an asshole for not wanting to kiss a woman with vomit breath. And possibly might regret this in the morning because she's under the influence. This is a gentleman, and he's being He's being hated for this, for being a gentleman. These movies make no sense, bro. None. These movies make no sense. So she gets out, and basically at this point, I think at this point we can basically say that this dude has done more than enough for her, right? And he's only been a gentleman. But now she hates him, apparently, because he refused to kiss her with vomit breath while she was under the influence. He was trying to be a gentleman. So now she hates him. Hates his guts. They got this. This was a direct quote because Michael, one of the nerds, Michael and Cameron, they're the nerds, right, that are orchestrating this entire thing. So Cameron can date Catherine's sister, Bianca, remember? Cameron and Michael have gotten it directly from the horse's mouth that she hates his guts, hates Patrick's guts. Catherine hates Patrick's guts now because of what? Because of this refusal. So they say, you know what, you gotta go more. You gotta try even harder. You gotta show you embarrassed her. This is what Cameron says. You embarrassed her. They're in the lunch line. He says, you embarrassed her. What you gotta do is you have to sacrifice yourself. You have to sacrifice your dignity on the altar of love. And even the score. I'm sorry, what? What? As if the score is in his favor right now? This man has been embarrassed the entire movie. He has been nothing but embarrassed the entire movie. Are you reading the notes? No, I'm not reading the notes. There are no notes, bro. I don't use notes. I'm offended. I'm offended at that. I'm offended to that. This is all from my brain. This is all from my brain. Come on now. I'm just staring in one spot so I don't lose my focus. Okay. I'm not reading no notes. You want me to stare somewhere else? I'll stare somewhere else now to prove it. Little do you know I have notes every. No, I'm just kidding. So this man has been embarrassed the entire movie. And now somehow what? The scales are not in this guy's favor. The scales are completely in her favor. Okay. If anything, he was being a gentleman here. And Cameron is saying you need to even the scales. You need to even the score here. The scales are broken, my guy. The scale is broken, bro. The scales are completely in her favor. They have broken. They are well, there's no other word other than broken, is there? So he does this grand romantic gesture. He starts to sing. What's the song? I love you, baby. And if it's quite all right, I need you, baby. Through all the lonely nights, I love you, baby. Just something I say. That song. So he gets a mic. He gets on the intercom of the stadium, of the school stadium, and he starts to profess his love while singing this song, doing a dance on the bleachers while she's having soccer practice or she's in gym class or something like that. And he gets on the loud speakers of the stadium, gets hooked into that, jacked into that. The security starts to chase him because obviously you're not supposed to do this. The security's chasing him. I love you, baby. And if it's quite all right. He's doing all this just because he didn't want to kiss her with vomit breath and didn't want to kiss her while she was under the influence because she might regret it in the morning. I'm sorry, what the hell? What is going on here? This apparently is good enough. She says, okay, you're all right. So she bails him out of detention. Bails him out of detention, by the way, by flashing his detention teacher. Flashing her tits in the detention teacher's face. Gets him out of detention because, of course, he has to go to detention for her, too. So what she does is she flashes the detention teacher to distract him so that homie can climb out of the window. And then when they're on some paddle boat where they're like one of those boats that have the bicycle pedals, they're pedaling on this boat out in the bay or something. He says, "How did you do that? How did you get me out of detention, by the way?" She lies. She says something like, just complete lie. She doesn't say, "Oh, I flashed him. Oh, I showed my tits to your detention teacher. He's seen my tits before you have." It's just ridiculous, bro. It's just ridiculous. So, long story short, they kind of get mushy gushy, blah 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 blah. He invites her to the prom. She says no because she thinks that the prom is an antiquated, patriarchal, event that she's not going to stand for. She's going to object to. All the prom posters at school, she tears down. Anytime she sees a prom poster, she just tears it down. Like, who is this? Who is this chick? She's awful. So she refuses to go to the prom with him, and then she only says yes because Bianca wants to go. And Bianca apparently at this point is, it's a long story, but she's over the hot guy, and now she wants to go to the prom with Cameron, the nerd, and it's like, no way that this would ever happen. No way. But it's a movie. It's a ridiculous movie. So she ends up going to the prom. And by the way, it's very interesting. It's funny. There's a funny point here. The guy, the super hot guy, the model in school who wants to date Bianca and who Bianca initially wanted to date, Kat didn't want her sister, to date him. Because Kat was like, oh, he's an idiot. He's dumb. He's just a jock. He's a jerk. He's an asshole. Blah, 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 blah. He's vapid. He's shallow. All this stuff, right? And what she ends up divulging to her sister, Bianca, is that she actually has already slept with this guy. I mean, you can't make this stuff any better, bro. She's this feminist. Right? She's this feminist. She thinks for herself. She's super intelligent. She's the rebel. She is not going to play into the stereotypical patriarchal frame of society. She's going to go her own way. She's going to show everybody. She's already slept with the hottest guy in school, the idiot. That's a model. She's already slept with him. In fact, she slept with him in the 9th grade when she was a freshman after only 1 month of dating him. This is true. This is true. She tells her sister this. After 1 month, she's a freshman and she's already banged this guy. Taken another way, this is the most ironic part about this whole movie, is that taken another way, we can say that the feminist chick who's all independent and thinks for herself and is the intellectual and hates every patriarchal system and value and bucks all of them and she's going her own way. She's the rebel, right? She's Miss Independent. She's on her boss, queen status. Even though her father pays for her car and her insurance, and he's paying for her to go to college where she wants to go, not where her father wants her to go. We can get into the father, by the way. He has no control over his own daughter. Father is really just a title at this point. He has no power over her. This feminist, the only 2 guys that she ends up getting with, by the way, she never sleeps with Patrick, but the only 2 guys that she ends up getting with are the hottest guy in school who's an idiot model, who's the jackass, who's the jerk, who's your stereotypical jock, who everybody hates, who she hates. She sleeps with him after 1 month, okay? And the other guy is a guy who's getting paid hella money to even be with her. By the way, she continues to date him even after she finds this out. She finds this out at the prom. Because homie, the hot jock that she's already banged, by the way, who's trying to bang her sister. He's on a mission. He's trying to bang both the sisters, right? He's got to get them both under his belt. He's trying to bang the sister, but this didn't work out so well because the sister likes Cameron now, the nerd. Super unlikely. This is never going to happen. But for the sake of the movie, she likes the nerd now. Hates this jock model guy. So the jock model guy goes up to Patrick and he's like, dude, I'm paying you all this money. Why am I not? Bianca hates me now. She doesn't even want to date me. She's dating Cameron. I didn't pay you all this money so that Cameron, this nerd, this nobody, could get with the chick that I want. And Kat overhears this. She said, oh my God. Oh my God, you were getting paid this entire time. You were getting paid to be with me this entire time. Yeah. Have you spent much time with yourself? Have you spent much time with yourself, girl? You're not exactly sunshine and rainbows. You're not exactly a great time. Yeah, I've been getting paid. Niggas are getting paid out here, bro, to even be around you. But of course, he doesn't say that. He says, no, it was never about the money. It was about you. I was interested in you, blah, 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 blah. She says, you're not who I thought you were at all. Nah. And then just storms off. Hates him, right? Hates him. You would think that he would have to do, man, after all he's done at this point, you would think that he'd have to do something miraculous to get to win her back. This dude's been getting paid to date you. You would think that a feminist who thinks for herself and just, holier than thou, more virtuous, smarter than everybody, you would think that if a guy's getting paid to even be with her, that she would completely ghost this guy, like never talk to him again. In fact, quite the opposite. I think it takes maybe 24 hours, 48 hours, and then she gives the speech, which is the most famous speech in the whole movie, where she basically says, I hate you. I hate the way you make me laugh. I hate the way you make me cry. I hate that you're always right. I hate the blah, blah, blah. But what I hate most of all is I don't hate you. Not even a little bit. Not even at all. And she's like crying. He didn't even do anything. They literally didn't talk. That was the first thing that she said to him after she found out that he was getting paid to date her. That was the first thing she said to him. He didn't even do anything. He never had to do anything. Tell me, how is she a feminist, bro? Tell me, how is she a feminist? Exactly. The guy that's getting paid to date her, she ends up getting with at the very end. Writing a love poem to him and crying in front of him in the class. Heartbroken. I love you. He goes out to her at the parking lot afterwards and he had bought her a guitar. And then it's all good. It's all good. She's like, oh, great. Like they're kissing and it's all good. End of the movie. It's all good, baby. The feminist, the two guys that she got with, by the way, if Patrick knew that this chick she's already been got, right? You're not even going to be the first inside of her. She's a feminist. Right? She's chaste. She thinks highly of her sexuality. She's not just going to give it away willy-nilly. Yeah. She already gave it away to the hottest guy in school, the dumbest dude, when she was in 9th grade, when she was probably 14, after 1 month. He took her virginity. And now she's just with you because you're getting paid to be with her. What? What is this movie, bro? What is this movie? It's absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This is the stupidest shit. Yeah, exactly. Dude, 10 Things I Hate About You is an absolutely ridiculous movie, bro. Oh, man. What movie are we talking about? 10 Things I Hate About You. Go watch it. Go watch it. Actually, don't. It's terrible. Dude, I have to. I'm sorry, but I actually have to shit my brains out. So I'm gonna have to leave for just a hot second. I'll try to go quickly though. I'll try to go quickly, but I'll be back. Damn, we lost some people. How was it? It was all right. It was all right. It's one of those ones where you take a shit and it doesn't really feel satisfying, you know. Never explained yourself to women, says Yo Marshall, next movie please, Buffalo 66. All right, Buffalo 66, 1998. You can take a look. You can take a look. I can take a look. What kind of movie is that? Mm. Mm. Um, but it did get me thinking, like, this father character in this movie is like ridiculous. He doesn't have control over his daughters. Like, why don't you have control over your daughters, bro? I just don't understand. Because if a father is, look, if a father is paying for your everything, really, gives you a shelter, he gives you food, right? He gives you a car, takes care of you. He's responsible for you. He's going to pay for your college, pay where you go to college. It's this thing of like, it's this thing of like, how much power should you have over somebody that depends on you, right? It gets me thinking. It gets me thinking. Because if somebody depends on you, do they really have the right to be able to do whatever they want, right? Because there's a balance here where they can exploit you, they can disrespect you, where you're basically funding them and taking care of them no matter how they treat you, no matter what they say to you, no matter what they do, no matter how many rules they break, no matter how much they disrespect you. And it was just this thing where I was watching this movie and Kat is completely disrespectful to her father. And she does kind of whatever she wants. And yet she applied to a college completely across the country because she wants to go to this college, but her father wants her to stay in the area. Probably to keep within striking distance of her in case something happens. I mean, it's understandable, right? But if he's paying for your college, I don't know. I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm paying for your college. Go do wherever you want. Yeah, I'm paying for your car. Yeah, do whatever you want with the car. Back into somebody. Jack up my insurance. There were no consequences for her. He was just kind of a father in title. I mean, how much power? It begs the question, like, how much power is a father supposed to have? What does it mean to be a father? Right? What does it even mean to be a father? I mean, a father can't just be somebody who provides for you and does things for you unconditionally no matter what you do. Should a father have any say in what his children do if they are dependent on him? Should he have any say? Should he have total say? Should he have total say if you're dependent on your father? I don't know. Because I know from personal experience, when I'm dependent upon people, they kind of have a lot of control over you. I don't know. It just got me thinking. It just got me thinking. You know. Um. Should I talk about my sister? You guys want to hear about my sister? Should I talk about my sister? My sister, bro. Benny Burrito says, "Howdy, Marshall. What's your take on aliens and extraterrestrial life?" Thank you for the $5. I mean, I think I've spoken on this before. I absolutely believe in aliens. I think that we are in possession of them. Uh, either dead or alive. At least the species of them. I think there's probably many races of aliens that have been meddling in human affairs for quite some time. This is just my opinion based on limited sort of research and knowledge sources. But I think that the moon is probably a spaceship where we are being monitored by aliens. Aliens might be living in Antarctica as well. There might be bases in Antarctica for aliens. I think aliens, there could be different races. There could be aliens that look like people. There could be aliens that actually definitely look like aliens. You know, they don't look like a human being. You'd know if you saw one. You'd be like, "Oh, damn, that's an alien." There's theories out there about aliens called the Nordics. They have blonde hair, blue eyes. They look like human beings. There's the Greys. Those are your classic. They look like alien. They're just a gray alien with the big eyes. There's the reptilians. They kind of look like reptilians and shit like that. There's all these theories. I think for sure. There's at least something going on. There's at least something going on at the very least. If a reptilian alien was hot enough, would you smash? Yes, I would. I've already answered that. I answered that in a previous live stream. So yeah, that would be my answer. Have you seen Before Trilogy with Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy? No, I have not. I have not. Things are kind of weird with my sister. I don't know. I don't know how to describe this really. I don't know how to describe this. My sister lives far away from me. She lives on the other side of the country and in a remote area. And she is a mother. She's married. But she, for all her life, she has been, I guess, sort of in the entrepreneur type space. She's trying to be an entrepreneur. She's trying to make her own business, start her own business. She has held high positions at certain companies for many years before, but she no longer works at that company. She's very capable. Very knowledgeable, but for some reason she's been trying to get her business up and running off the ground, and she uses social media. She uses social media, and it just hasn't really. She's been doing this for the last 2 or 3 years, and it hasn't really gone anywhere. Probably 3 years, and it hasn't really gone anywhere. and like hardly at all. And my family don't know about my YouTube channel. And quite frankly, there's a lot that I say on this YouTube channel that I just don't I'm a, I say things and I divulge things, and I'm a person that my family just doesn't even know about. If that makes sense. They wouldn't even understand. They would be they'd be probably confused, surprised, flabbergasted, disappointed, triggered, kind of all of the above if they saw my channel. And it's so I don't tell them, right? So they don't know any of this stuff. They don't know any of this. And I don't know, it's weird for because my sister is constantly talking about her thing and trying to get her stuff up off the ground and running, and she talks to me about it. She's super passionate about it. And I don't know, there's just something about I'm not saying that she can't do this, but there's just something about it's like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Kind of, you know. Um I don't know. I just don't really understand why she's doing it. And it's not really something that I agree with. Not really something I agree with. Maybe I'm threatened, maybe I'm insecure, maybe all this crap, but I don't know. My sister, in a lot of ways, she does seem masculine to me, and she's just kind of reminiscent of a person that I've come across a lot in my life, at jobs that I worked in, women that I've come across in my life. And I didn't like these women. But the fact that, like, it's weird because it's almost as I'm saying my sister is acting like most women that I don't like. But the fact that she's my sister, I guess, yeah, I guess I just kind of overlook it or whatever. Um, I don't know. It's just kind of frustrating. She tries to start this group chat with the family and try to have us all talking together. And I've changed so much over the last three years that I've changed so much that I almost see my sister as like a completely different person than what I used to. And I think, I don't know. I would have who I used to be, I would have asked my sister a lot about what she does. I guess I still do because I don't know. You try to show like you're interested, it makes them feel good. It makes them feel good. It's something that they want to talk about. You know that they want to talk about it, right? Ask people questions about what you think they want to talk about. Makes them talk a lot, makes them think that you're interested. So that's what I do, but in reality, I'm just kind of thinking, why are you doing this? Do you actually enjoy this? Another part of it is what her business is kind of centered around is I don't care about that business at all. Like what she actually the service or the product that she provides in this business that she's trying to get up off the ground. I don't care about this at all. It's so boring to me. In fact, it's so, in a certain way, without getting too in detail here, in a certain way, it's something that I think is kind of the problem with modern society in a lot of ways. Um, I guess I can say that it's based around hiring. It's basically based around hiring. That's not too much information, but it's based around hiring. And her whole thing is trying to ask questions, ask the right questions to get the right people. To make hiring, she's like a hiring savant or something like that. And she has this hiring program which she charges crazy amount of money for. And like you haven't even gotten any business yet. So it's just like, I don't know. It's just like it's kind of everything that I think is wrong about society in a way. Because you're charging crazy amount of money for a service that you have not even sold yet. And yeah, I know I'm talking shit about my sister, but for a service you have not even sold yet. And it's a service, by the way, which is kind of like, it's just this feminine sort of questioning, sort of. It's feminine framework of just more questions. More questions. It's just questions on questions on questions. Peeling back, getting further, just dissecting even more and more and more. It's an interrogation, basically. Her sort of hiring spiel is just asking the right question, asking more questions, deeper questions. I heard her say something like, we want to go, it's not about width, it's about depth or something like that. And like she's just using all these corporate terms. And it feels like on a soul level, I disagree with, I am completely at odds with what she is about or what she's trying to do. And yet I can't tell her this because my sister's super sensitive and, she's a woman and, I just know. I just know she wouldn't be able to take this sort of critique. She wouldn't be able to take this criticism. Just people can't handle this stuff, man. They just can't handle this stuff. My family, they're very sensitive, bro. Like they can't handle anything. Like I can't say anything to them. So they just get upset, man. They get upset so easily. My brother and my sister. They get upset hell easily. So like all I can really do is just be like, oh yeah, cool, great. Any updates that she sends in the group chat of a new setup that she got, a new camera angle, or a new mic, or updates about her service, or yeah, oh, okay, great, yeah, cool. I can't tell her that I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. I completely disagree with what you're about. So it's just a weird thing. It's just a weird thing, and you know, um, there's also this. Why are you trying to hire when basically all of our jobs are getting replaced by robots? Like people aren't getting hired anymore. Human beings, you're basing a business off of hiring human beings when human beings are basically, they're not going to have jobs anymore. So what are you doing? I don't know. It's just so not my favorite. Not my favorite. And she also the the whole family, because of this, because of my sister, really, this group chat exists. And there has been a concerted effort to try to see each other more frequently because we all live in different places across the country. So let's try to see each other more frequently. And but it's like when we see each other, man, like some of it's nice, Some of it feels like a waste of time. A lot of it feels like a waste of time. I can only go, with your family, it's like, it's this weird thing where you're trying to keep seeing each other and keep talking to each other and keep contact because they're your family. That's really all it's about. They're just your family. So this is what you do. It's not about, do you guys even like each other or get along or connect really well or can talk honestly with each other, open and honestly, and have a rich sort of relationship, which that is not the case with my family. Doesn't mean that we can't get along for 5 days. We can all play nice, right? But that's about it. So what are we doing? I mean, it's just a weird thing where we're all just kind of, you uphold this tradition, this family, even though your family kind of end up being strangers in a way. They end up being the people who kind of know you the least in a way. They know you from who you used to be, who you were as a kid. They have this idea of you that's kind of anachronized at this point. It's kind of antiquated. It's kind of obsolete at this point. And but we're just keeping it up. But we're just keeping it up. I went to go to my grandfather's memorial and went to go see him one last time before he died. But I hadn't seen this guy for 15, 17, maybe more years. I mean, you just kind of show up when they're on their last kick and then they're close to death. It's just kind of weird. It's just kind of weird, I don't know. Sometimes I think there's just something about Isaiah. I don't know what you mean by why'd you ghost me, but I'll get to whatever that is. Sometimes I just don't understand why we try to keep family going when there's clearly not a lot that you get from it anymore. I mean, if we're seeing each other once a year and we have to kind of force it, and we don't really talk all that often. I mean, what are we really doing? I guess we're trying to. The family structure is kind of dead. Did you share a childhood of friendship at points? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you mean by that, childhood of friendship, but like with my family, I did. But I don't know, it's just a weird thing. Kind of feel like all men should. I don't know. Just lately, I kind of feel like my sister is trying to do something where it's like me and my brother we're just kind of, we don't see the point in it, really. I don't see the point in a lot of this. I don't really see the point in it. It feels like men should be getting ready for something. Like feels like there's this undercurrent of men, like a mass intuition that men have of, this isn't the time to to be doing what we always did. This isn't the time to be, you know, doing what women think we should, like buying into our sisters' ideas or doing whatever the women want to do in the family or something like that. I don't know if I'm explaining this well, but it it's hard to explain this. It's hard to explain this because I feel like I grew up and my mind was made in such a feminine way where I saw women as moral authorities. I saw them as just kind of more virtuous than me. They had better ideas. They were sharper than me. They were higher energy, all this stuff. And as that shifts, as this sort of power dynamic shift, as you start to spend less time with women, you spend less and less and less and less and less time with women, you start to change so much just by doing that. Just by that very simple habit of just not being around women. Benny Burrito, I'll get to you. As positive as I try to be, the older I get, the more I feel like all life is killing time until I die. Yeah, that's very depressing, bro. Yeah. I'm not trying to get that dark right here, just now, but I do understand the sentiment, bro. I've been there. I don't quite feel like that, but I do understand that feeling. So I have some days where I feel like that, but I just feel like sometimes it's really good to not be. In fact, it's imperative for men to not be around women a lot. I think it changes you. Just doing that. Just doing that. Don't be around women and see how much you change. You don't even have to do anything. You don't have to watch videos about the manosphere. You don't have to hate women. You don't have to do nothing. Right? Just distance yourself from the minds of women, and you will start to see that you just change, that you could become a completely different man if you are distant from women. And then when you go back to talking and dealing with women who you dealt with your entire life, people like your family or friends or whoever, you don't see them the way that you used to. You don't give them, it's almost like they don't even hit the same. They don't have that same power, not even close. Because your mind is now the way it's supposed to be. Your mind is a masculine mind. And that's kind of how I feel with my sister sometimes. Is I don't understand why she does the things that she does, the things that she says. It's just kind of like it's just kind of like background noise. It's just kind of like background noise, and she takes it so seriously. Like she's a soundtrack. She's some elevator music, and she thinks that she's giving a State of the Union speech, or she's giving some profound speech, or that the words should be taken seriously. It's some momentous monologue moment in some performance or some movie. It's some wise advice that should be written down. But really, you're just elevator music. And this sounds terrible. Like I couldn't say this to my sister. This is why I talk online. This is why I talk on this channel. Because I can't say these things to people. I can't say these things to people. You know? Labor 10938 sends the 10. Thank you, man. Let's all have a laugh, boys. It's relevant to the BP Movie reviews. Brother Marshall, look up Marina McBain. Cheating is the plot. Some of the ladies are waking up 60 years late. Thank you, Labor 10938. Um, it's just crazy. It's just kind of crazy, man. Yeah, I can't say these things to people. I can only say these things to a blank, camera internet, where the feedback is regulated and monitored, and it's just words on a screen. It's not people shouting in my face or saying this and this and that, or having all these crazy emotions or facial expressions or reactions. I can deal with words on a screen. You know what I mean? But like people in the room with you, I can't deal with that, man. I can't deal with that. I need a place to be. That's the great thing about the internet, is it's a place to speak your mind, where you can, where you don't have to deal with real life consequences of speaking your mind. And it's just a place where I can be honest, and talk the shit about my sister that I wish I could tell her to her face, but would completely make her hate me, and she would be all emotional and just all this bullshit. And it wouldn't even make sense to her. That's the crazy thing, is that what I'm saying wouldn't make sense. And I don't think it should. I don't think it really should make sense to her. I don't think it really should make sense to her. But yeah, it's just a wild world. Just a wild world we live in, you know? Um, yeah, speaking one bone for life, 47 says speaking my mind in real life will cause me to lose my job. Yeah. It's crazy, man. It's crazy how that's a thing. But that is a thing. Speaking your mind in real life will, most of the time, for most jobs, if you speak your mind at your job, you will lose your job. I mean, that's just part of the company's right. But look, a man has to be able to speak his mind. So I think if you're a man and you're in a company where you can't really speak your mind, that's kind of your own fault. That's kind of on you. You need to figure that shit out. Um, if you're bitching about how you can't speak your mind in a corporate institution, I mean, you're the one that's here. You're the one that's there. You can leave anytime. You can leave anytime. But a lot of men can't because they're scared. They have certain overhead that they've racked up. They have certain bills, and they wouldn't be able to pay their bills, and they live outside of their means, and they're not willing to downsize for freedom, or they're not willing to do that trade-off. They want the cush, sterile life. Maybe they have some kids. Maybe they have a girlfriend. Maybe they have some people that depend on them, and so they just stay in this corporate job where they can't say anything, where they're walking on eggshells. This company is run by a bunch of HR women that police speech. I mean, dude, that's where your masculinity goes to die, my guy. Your comfort and your security comes at the price of your masculine expression, your soul. So, I mean, if that's the trade-off that you want, then okay, all power to you. All power to you. But I think most men, they kind of just suffer in that. They suffer in that sort of silence, and they're not willing to. They're not willing to make the sacrifices and make the trade-offs necessary. You know, it's tough when you have kids, man. Especially, I really feel bad for the dudes that like have kids and stuff. It's tough because you can't really just quit your job and you know, get another one that pays the same, that where you can actually speak your mind. Like, that's just not really a thing. A lot of times it'd come with a pay cut. If you can even get a job in this economy, AI coming in. So as far as I'm concerned, Jamie EG4EB, as far as I'm concerned, we need more women entrepreneurs. In fact, I vote for all women to have their own businesses instead of relying on men working for them. They'll fail, but the men will thrive. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, my sister can only do this entrepreneurial excursion flirtation that she's doing because everything is paid for. All their bills are paid for. They all make money. They all eat and are provided for by her husband's own business. He does his own business, and so it provides for them. That's how they pay their bills. So she can only do this because he's allowing her to. You know, if you throw a woman out to the wolves, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, a lot of women are not going to be able to. A lot of women are not going to be able to do that. They're not really scrappy like that. Professor James Moriarty, 32, says, my sister will just start an intellectual conversation, but will want you to do most of the hard talk and will challenge points by words she hears. As a counter argument, no opposite opposing views. Yeah, women are pretty good at that. They're pretty good at having you talk and then just pointing out the errors in whatever you're saying. They don't. But if you ask them to construct a better idea or argument, they don't really do that. They just kind of like to poke holes. They kind of like to sit there and poke holes and make fun and deride. Yeah, that's kind of what they do. Labor 10938 says, I don't know, my sister is a hardcore feminist, so is the rest of my family. They know enough of who I am and what I think. Holding nuance and giving grace to some of their positions helps them listen. Yeah. I wouldn't say my sister is a hardcore feminist, but sounds like you guys get along. Yeah, nuance is good. I mean, I think that I'm pretty good at that stuff, but I don't know if my family, I think they're a little behind with that stuff. If they saw this channel, if they actually knew, they could watch all the things that I've said on this channel. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird. I don't think they would be all right with it. It don't matter. Never explain yourself to women, says already seen Origin F1 by a head form and mimics and micro expressions and Pearl about surrogacy. I have them in description, a head form playlist, my channel. Thank you. Never explain yourself to women. I've not seen that. You have them in the description of your a head form playlist on your channel. All right, maybe we'll do that. I don't know about tonight, but am I a dick? Am I a dick for not doing that? Arguing definitely feels wasteful. Yeah, who said that? Professor James Moriarty says, I agree, arguing feels wasteful in this day and time. Yeah, it definitely does. That, that's the thing, man, is I don't really I kind of just say my points, get out my shit online, and yeah, I'm not really interested in debate anymore. I'm not really interested in arguing. I don't need to convince you of anything, you know? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. But um yeah, there's a lot of people that do. There's a lot of people that do, and it's mind-boggling. Dr. Stealth says, Marshall, I got fired from my job. It was a feminist run workplace, destroyed my trust in women and people. Been watching you more and more since. Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, I know what that's like. I know what that's like. I've I've been fired from so many jobs, man, and they were all feminist run workplaces. Most of them are, let's be honest. And it's good that you've I mean, it's good that that happened to you because now you can finally get free from that stuff. Everyone's stuck in their own ideological bubbles these days thanks to the algorithms. Yeah. One day the misandric bubble will pop and women will have to run to the hills Iron Maiden style. I mean, one can hope, one can dream that eventually women will have to face consequences for their actions and their behavior. I mean, one could make the argument that they already are, that they already are facing consequences for their actions. Um, it's just, like these women are like we said before, like they're kind of like I had said on my last night that they are completely in an imaginary world, and they kind of blinking. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I might be burnout. I might be burnout. Might be burnout. It's hard, man. It's hard to do this. I tell you guys, I don't talk this much. I don't talk this much. Maybe my brain's tired. Maybe my brain's tired, but I mean, I think they're already paying the price though, because they're, like I said, they're Smeagol maxing, and you know, eventually, I think you can't really get away from reality. You can escape reality for so long, but eventually the consequences hit. The real life consequences hit, and usually it's too late by then. But um, yeah. Oh man, god damn. Sometimes it just feels like I think I've been thinking too much. I think I've been thinking too much. Did you talk about how men should navigate the feminized workplace? What kind of jobs should men take? I mean, ideally you get into a industry that doesn't really have a lot of women. Things like construction, things like dangerous jobs, jobs that people don't really want to do. Um, get into the trades, I guess. Something that has a lot of manual labor. Because everything else, I mean, the women are, it's women infested. So you have to leave those places. Ideally, you'd want a job where you don't have to even, like, you want to be self-employed. You want to make your own money on your own schedule, through some way. Either start a business or, I don't know, figure out what you're good at and monetize it. Um, but yeah, sometimes I think that I can kind of make myself in a worse mood sometimes. Or the questions that get asked to me, like the things that I have to think about, actually make me more depressed. Marshall, what are your thoughts on retard maxing? Um, I think it's good. I think it's good. Dude, I don't know. I don't know. My brain might just be done, dude. I think I'm done. I mean, when I don't really have anything, I don't really have anything. Yeah, Ron Johnster says brains nowadays are not meant to be used this much. That's facts. That's facts. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough to use your brain this much. I mean, people back in the day didn't used to. Honestly, I think I might have to rub one out or something. Not right now, but I might just need some dopamine or something. I might have to go eat a donut. Bought some donuts earlier today. I have to go eat a donut, just get some sugar in me, get some dopamine going. Sometimes I get in such a mood, man. Just such a mood where, God, you know. The only drug I have nowadays is just a nut. Like to rub one out is my drug. That's basically the only escape that I have. So when it's been a while, which it has, when you've gone considerable amount of time without nutting, then it's like, it just gets to you. Kind of gets to you, bro. Plus, I don't know, maybe I'm just not at the point where I can do live streams every day. Because yesterday was a good live stream, but that was after 2 days away from it. That was after 2 days off. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe I just need. Maybe my mind is just not equipped to do live streams every day yet. Don't have the fitness. You guys hear my stomach? Marshall, you into hockey? I'll watch it from time to time. I have a buddy that's really into it. You just need to learn how to stamina max like Ray. I don't know how Raymond does this, bro. I don't know how Raymond does this. That dude can talk and talk and talk, and he just never, he just has so much energy for this shit. I just don't understand how he does this. It's like crazy. Plus, reading through the chat is kind of like doom scrolling in a way. It's like novelty. It's short form, new shit that I'm reading. Different idea after different idea after different idea after different question after different question. It's my brain just kind of gets fried by it. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at the chat too much. Don't have sex or jerk off. Your brain stays solid aware. Dude. Whatever, bro. I don't even know what state I'd have to be in to be online. Fucking commenting, don't have sex or jerk off. Your brain stays solid aware. I did go to the gym today. I did go to the gym today, yeah. Even though I didn't want to go, I just like ran like a couple miles and did some bench. Did some incline dumbbells, and then I did some I think that was it. That was it. Because I didn't really have a lot of time because I had to get back and watch this fucking stupid ass movie. 10 Things I Hate About You. So Bobby will slide. Marshall, should I continue with this married woman? Dude. Probably not. She's married. That's wild. I'm not finding videos, okay? People sending me money to like find videos and react to videos. Just I'm gonna let you know, like I'm not really about that. So you can do it, but it's just a waste. Thank you though. I appreciate it. Yeah. Isaiah, if you're homeless, how do you have the money to like send me $5 all the time? $2 here, $5 here. Nigga, you homeless, bro. I'm calling bullshit on that. Oh, you're the dude that's obsessed with the video one of never explain yourself to women. You even made a this is crazy, bro. He made a profile solely dedicated to my first video of never explain yourself to women. It's never explain yourself to women V1 matters, which means the version 1. Made an entire I'm just now realizing that. That's crazy, bro. You'll never see that video again. You have to let that go. You have to let that go, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't even think that video was that good. How did you like it so much? I mean, holy shit. I mean, thank you. Thank you, but I mean, you'll never see it again. You'll never see it again. I mean, it's yeah, what's up with Isaiah? Isaiah, dude, how are you sending me money and you're homeless? No homeless person would be sending money on a live stream. It's money from an apprenticeship and various other sources. I don't know, man. It seems like you need all the money you can get if you're homeless. I mean, you spend your money on what you want. You know what I mean? Who am I to tell you you can't? You can't do it. But damn. All right. He's homeless because he's sending you money. Oh man. It's kind of interesting how, Isaiah says, Marshall, I don't need money. Take it all, bro. I love you. I'll be camping all summer, which is free. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate the love. Thanks for the 10. Elon Musk's filthy jockstrap says, super chatted above. Did you ever travel outside the US after the Navy? Oh, did you? Did you ask me that? Did I miss that? Oh, yeah, you did. Sorry, I missed that one. Um, I did not. Not after the Navy. No. But have before the Navy. I've lived overseas, couple different places in Abu Dhabi and the United Arab Emirates and Italy, Aviano Air Force Base. But that was before the Navy. After the Navy, no. Damn, my fucking stomach, bro. When is maxing as a trend going away? Never. Mateo Sindaco says women sell farts in jars, so why don't you do it too? That's actually crazy. It's actually crazy that women can sell like their farts and like poop in jars to dudes, and they're selling it for like thousands of dollars. That's actually crazy, man. Unbelievable. Can you imagine just living off of shitting in a jar? Like that's your job? I swear a lot of these women, they're gonna have to come up with hella lies of like what they do for a living. I mean, it's probably not that hard. They'll just say I don't know. But really all of them are just gonna be just pooping in a jar. I just poop in a jar and sell it to guys on eBay or on some website. I fart in jars. I fart in jars and poop in jars for a living. I poop on camera on my OnlyFans for like it's just the human condition never fails to just get more and more absurd, right? Just more absurd. Isaiah says, I would buy Anna Cramling's shit jar, no questions asked. Dude, no. We, you know, there's some dude out there who has some study or some room, probably in his basement, or maybe not even in his basement. Maybe it's just on the ground floor. It's right next to the bathroom. You know, you just go down the hall a little further and you're in the kitchen or the living room. But you go back and there's just this room, the guest room, and it just has the whole wall is just all these shelves of just jars of shit. Just jars of shit. And this dude lives in a mansion and he makes millions of dollars and he just has and he just has jars of shit of different women. You know, he has Riley Reid shit. He has Tiana Trump's shit. I mean, I don't even know if they sell their shit, but you know, he's got the shit of everybody and farts and jars and shit. Imagine just walking. Imagine being a dude and, you know, you're going over to dinner at this dude's house or some house party or something, throwing some wild, you know, banger party. There's a DJ out on the pool side. Girls are in bikinis during the summer. Everybody, you know, smoking cigarettes and passing blunts. Everybody's getting drunk and shit. It's a wild time. And, you know, you have to take a piss because you've been drinking hella beer. And so you stumble down the hallway and you ask some dude on the way, like, hey, where's the bathroom? Oh, yeah, it's just down there, you know, door on your right or whatever. But it was actually the door on the left and he just made a mistake. And so you go in the door on your right and it's just, you walk into a room just full of jars of shit. It's like, what the what? What did I just walk into? You know? You know there's dudes like that, man. There's dudes out there that are like that. Elon Musk says this stream is so shitty. Hey, I see what you're doing there. I mean, dude, it's just wild. It's a wild time to be alive, man. But look, if there's a demand for it, I guess you're providing a service. But I mean, this is just nuts. I mean, you can't even say that this is can you really say that this is a problem of, I don't know, man. Did women ever used to be able to do this? How is this now just a thing? How is this a thing now? You know why I think it's a thing is because of the internet and because men can see women naked online all the time. Tons of different women naked online. Whereas men didn't be able to used to see that for free, right? Men by the billions didn't be able to used to see, you know, hundreds of thousands of women naked and doing all of the nastiest stuff for free with no effort on their part, right? The man doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't have to looks max. He doesn't have to make money. He doesn't have to work. He doesn't have to court her. He doesn't have to be socially adept. He doesn't have to be funny or intelligent in any way. He doesn't have to any of these things. He doesn't have to be tall or whatever. Doesn't have to work out. I mean, this existed for all of human history. You'd have to do those things to see a woman naked. But now you don't have to do any of that to see tons of women naked all the time. I think it really is a product of technology. The internet gave us this. So the fact that men by the billions can see all these women naked now, they start to, I don't know, I guess they just get some sort of weird fetish where they're like, oh, I've seen her naked all this time. Now I want to see her shit. I want to see her poop. It's like, what? You know, because their needs escalate or whatever. And they can, all they have to do is just pay money for it. All they have to do is just, you know, get on the OnlyFans for it and just pay money for it. This didn't used to exist. This didn't used to be a thing. But you can't really say that. You can't really say that, you know, it's not a service. It's not a product. It's not, you're not providing something for men here, because clearly there's demand for it. So you can't really say that, oh, your job isn't real. What do you mean? An AI can't shit in a jar. ChatGPT can't shit in a jar. What are you talking about? My job's more real than yours that's about to get replaced by a fucking bot. My job's more real than yours. I'm going to have a job forever. Nobody's going to pay for ChatGPTs to be shitting in jars. That's not even a thing. Are we going to get to that point, bro? Don't tell me we're going to get to that point. Sex robots that are indistinguishable from human beings shitting in jars. Dudes paying money for sexy ass robots who look like us. Actually hotter than most women, right? Because it's a robot and you can make them as hot as you want. To shit in a jar. I mean, at this point, what, you can just buy that robot and just have it by your side all the time. But I mean, it's going to be expensive at first. It's going to be expensive at first. So yeah, there's going to be an OnlyFans of all these AI sex robots. They're all going to make OnlyFans. You're going to have to send Bitcoin to them to get their shit in a jar. And what is their shit? They're going to have to use somebody else's, or, you know, because robots don't shit. So what are they going to have to do? What are we doing now? Are we going to have dudes in factories? Is that going to be the jobs of us? Those are the future jobs, is just dudes making fake shit in like pots in factories for these sex robots. You know, just sweat factories. That's what human beings are going to be doing now. Yeah, you were a project manager for Deloitte, for Amazon. You were making $250,000 a year for doing some coding or software engineering or some administrative HR or whatever. Yeah, we know that you were doing that, but now you're going to get paid $3 an hour for making shit, making a sex robot shit and putting it in a jar to send to some dude in Albania who's a fan of this sex robot. Like, what the hell are we actually doing, bro? Like, this is the future. This is the future, man. Jarmaxxing. Everything's going to be maxing now. That maxing is like the term of the 20s, probably, or the 2025, 26. Maxing. Just maxing. Everything's maxing now. Retard maxing. Looks maxing. Smeagol maxing. Hormuz maxing. Wealth maxing. Value maxing. Game maxing. I mean, it's ridiculous. maxing. maxing. Oh, God. This is going to be the future, though, guys. This is going to be the future. Get ready to make sex robots fake shit in jars and be shipping it out by the crate, by the pound. This is a product of the internet, but it is a service, you know. It is a service. So women are never going to be out of a job. You know, as long as you are okay with shitting in a jar or farting in a jar, sealing it up and sending it to some anon in some basement of some Eastern European country. I don't know why I always think it's Eastern Europeans. They just seem like the sleaziest dudes to me, but it could be anywhere. You'll never be out of a job. These women will never be out of a job. I don't really know what's going on, bro. I don't really know what's going on or what's going to happen. That's why it's important that we all remember when Belle Delphine was selling her bathwater in jars. You know, is this a thing? I mean, I wonder how many of these women, like all these ex-porn stars, they have to be able to make money for the rest of their lives by just doing things like that. Selling their bathwater in jars. Pooping in jars. Farting in jars. I don't know. Do dudes want their snot too? Like just hawking loogies in jars. Dudes want that too? Like, dude, how fucking disgusting are men, bro? Like, men are disgusting, bro. We're absolute pigs. We're dogs. Yeah, the most popular porn stars can find simps to marry them. That's absolutely what's going on. Porn stars yeah, I mean, they'll always have simps to marry them. There'll always be simps. The world will always have simps. There will always be simps. There will always be simp men. Simp men are never going anywhere. Women are just as disgusting, just more silent about it. I don't know, bro. I don't think women are buying shit in jars, but I could be wrong. But I don't know. Crazy. Crazy. The Smeagol Maxers are the equivalent of incels and simps. They are both equally cooked and trapped in their own perception. This is true. This is true. But the incels and the simps, it's weird because they kind of they don't look like they're cooked. Or they look like they're cooked, I'm sorry. Incels and simps look like they're cooked. If you see an incel or a simp, you're like, yeah, you're cooked, bro. You're cooked. You're ugly as shit, or you're feminine, or you're just a bitch. Like, you're cooked. You know, simps getting dragged around by masculine women on the street, like on a fucking leash. They're pushing the stroller of one kid, the other kid's on his chest in some chest harness. The woman's just leading the way on her cell phone, barking orders at some employee, probably some male employee that put the numbers in wrong or some shit. She's got her little dog boy in the back with her two children. You know? Yeah, you're cooked, bro. You're cooked. Oh, but I'm a feminist though. Okay, congratulations. You have one of those these people have one of those, I see them everywhere in DC. They have those signs in front of their yard that say, you know, Black Lives Matter. I believe in science is real. You know, support lesbians and accept everyone. Blah. It's all this garbage. But it's like, yeah, you're cooked. The thing about Smeagol Maxers, the thing about women being Smeagol Maxxing is they don't actually look like they're cooked. They don't look like they're cooked. They look normal. They look normal. In fact, you could say a Smeagol-Maxer of a woman is more attractive than most women because it's all about attractiveness. It's all about being sexually appealing, aesthetically pleasing to the eye. So they're all about their looks because it's all about pictures, you know? So Smeagol-Maxers don't really look like they're cooked, but inside, they are absolutely cooked. Their brain is cooked. I still don't understand what that chick did. Why say sure? You know, why say sure? Do we have any theories, chat? Why say sure? Bah ha ha ha, sure. And then just poof, disappear, ghost. That makes no sense. It makes no sense to me. Keeping options open? I mean, you can keep options open even if you go on the date with me. It's coffee. It's coffee. We weren't walking down the aisle. We weren't having sex. It wasn't some sex ceremony. We weren't consummating some bond or marriage. It was coffee. It might have lasted 30 minutes. You can keep your options open if you're having coffee. She just wanted the attention. Yeah. They're crazy, bro. They're crazy. Low self-esteem, attention, sure is default response. It's her ego because it's about attention and power dynamics for her. I mean, they're just crazy, bro. Why are they doing this? She just felt good knowing she could have you. Well, I mean, you don't have to say sure to that. She could feel good knowing she could have me by just, I mean, by the way, me asking her out for coffee doesn't mean that she could have me. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing. Is like, it's a coffee date. It's meant to vet. It's meant to see if she's even worthy, right? She's playing hard to get. Show up in her house uninvited. Big Sim 69. That's actually that's hilarious. Girls do stuff like that to test if you'll chase. I mean, bro, this is nuts. I mean, the thing about these women is they're just not right in the head. Yeah, okay, maybe they're doing it to test if you'll chase all this bullshit, but I think it kind of shows that they're not emotionally healthy people. Like, women who do this are just not emotionally healthy, because if she was, I mean, I've heard Terry Joel Jr. speak about this. He's kind of onto it, like on point with this. But if she was something, if she was actually something, if she was the real deal, if she was confident and that she is as good as she portrays herself to be, there is no need for 11-hour text delays. There is no need for ghosting. There is no need to see if I'll chase, right? That's for women that have egos in the gutter, self-esteem in the gutter, bro. It is in the gutter. It is done. In the sewer, bro. Their self-esteem is in the sewer, right? Which is so strange because they're constantly getting hit up by men all the time. So how could your ego be in the gutter? You know why it is because you never actually step into the ring of reality. You never actually venture outside of your cave. You never actually detach yourself from your phone. You never actually believe in anything other than what's on that screen. Because when you do, you realize that there's a huge discrepancy between what's outside of that screen and what's inside of that screen. There's a huge discrepancy. And you are not equipped. You are not equipped for the life outside of that screen. You don't have the fitness for that. You're not built there. That is not where you're getting your feedback. And so they, I think that's why they, but it's just crazy. It's just crazy what women do. Like, what are you, like, why can't you just be a normal human being? Easier said than done. I mean, why can't you just step up to the plate, I mean, I get it though. I get it. Real life is shitty. I get it. I mean, I get this more than most people. Real life sucks. Facing who you actually are sucks. Facing all your things that you need to fix about yourself or heal or whatever, or trying to be a better version or whatever, it sucks. Right? Having no escapes sucks. Escapes are nice. They numb you. They lull you to sleep. They lull you into a dream state where everything's okay, where your ego is inflated, where you feel good. I mean, I get it. I get it. It's tough to face real life. It's tough to face real life. And most people they're good on that. It's just a shame. There are normal women out there. You picked the wrong ones, maybe. Yeah, 100% I do. 100% I do. I even knew that she was the wrong one even when I texted her. I was like, yeah, this is a modern woman. This is modern. Like, she is a modern woman. Classic modern woman. Like, I even knew it. I was just like, yeah, this is not good. This is not good. I don't know why I texted her. I don't know why I asked her out to coffee. She's not it. I just knew it. It was because she was hot. It was because she was hot, It's because she was hot. That was it. That was the only thing. She was hot. So, I get what I deserve. You go after the hot ones and they're just absolutely garbage in the brain. And the crazy thing is they're so hot, but they have such low self-esteem, apparently. Or maybe, there is the possibility that she just, she texted Sure drunkenly and then she just was like, yeah, actually, he's like 33. And actually, now that I'm sober, I'm just not really interested in this guy or whatever. I mean, look, anything's possible. But Marshall, you might be cooked. Dude, I'm going to start being positive. We're not cooked. None of us are cooked. We got a chance, guys. We got a chance. Completely unhinged comment here. They want us to be warring tribes, raping and kidnapping them. Jesus. Never explain yourself to women since the €2. Ask any ways for you to be more around non-modern women. Yeah, there are. I just gotta pick better ones, I don't know. So it's kind of hard to, almost like you got to observe them, but from afar. But yeah, there are ways to be around more non-modern women. Honestly, it's not really about going to certain places. It's just about, it's not like non-modern women hang out at certain places and modern women hang out at other places. It's not like they're separate like that. They're all they're all mixed up together in all sorts of places. You know, you go to Target or you go to the grocery store, there's a bunch of non-modern women and a bunch of modern women. I guess non-modern just means they're not cooked, but I just gotta pick better, but even then, bro, I don't know. I think I'm fucked because just let me think about sex really. Maybe that's why I'm not fucked. But yeah, you guys know what's gonna happen. Now that I'm sitting up, we all know. We all know what sitting up means. And everything's so negative, man. Everything's so negative. It's a lot. It's a lot. Even the chat can get really negative, man. It's tough. It's not negative, man. Life is not negative. If it's anything, it's just neutral, you know? It's not negative. It's all fine. It's all fine, you know? It don't matter. It don't matter. Yeah, everybody be positive. We got to stay positive. All of us got to stay positive. You got to whatever you believe you become, right? Whatever you believe you become. Mr. Unspeakable, yes. Yes, I still do SR. Yeah. Come on now. All right. I will probably not be on here tomorrow. Got to work tomorrow, but then I'll be off Tuesday and Wednesday. I'll be off Tuesday and Wednesday, so I should be good to go. Tuesday and Wednesday we can meet here again and figure some shit out. So Tuesday and Wednesday sound good at 5. Everybody go do something positive. Stay positive. Keep the hope alive. Keep the fight alive. And thank you. Never explain yourself. Need a harem. Yeah, I need a harem. Then your value goes up. Yeah, I need a harem. Everybody go get a harem tomorrow. Figure out how to get a harem, and then our value is gonna go up. So we're gonna make this happen. So, all right. Take care. Have a good night. Deuces till Tuesday.